I get a lot of people asking me how we were blessed to walk away from corporate America in our early 30s. Well, listen, I don't want to keep that a secret. I want to share it with the world. And so maybe you're listening to this podcast and you're trying to figure out, how do I even get started on my journey of entrepreneurship and getting to a level of freedom? Well, text the word freedom to 737 777 9909. Enter your information in, and we look forward to sharing some information with you. A proven system with small overhead, right? That you can do part-time, spare time, right from the comfort of your home, and have amazing mentors, coaches, and a community of entrepreneurs who are willing to support you and help you on your journey to freedom. Welcome to Code Freedom. I'm your host, Eddie Bales. Have you ever felt stuck? Have you ever felt like there's got to be more than life than the reality that you see every day? Tune in weekly, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays as we crack the codes to freedom in every area of your life. Welcome to Code Freedom. I'm your host, Eddie Bales, and this is episode 93. And today we're going to do kind of like a dividends part 2, because I did an episode recently on dividends a few episodes ago. And go back and check that out if you haven't seen it or listened to it, right? But I just wanted to share just like an update on something that one of my partners. So he said that he bought uh, a share of this one stock, and he bought um, he spent $12,300 on this stock, right? To buy these shares. And the dividends pay $2.20 a year. So he basically, that'll give him $1,000 every year in passive income. Now, I, that's about $83 a month. So again, that's like back to what we were saying before. That's like your cell phone bill, right? And I know some of you may say, well, man, why would I pay $12,000 to only get back $1,000 a year? But you got to understand, you pay that $12,000 one time. So let's just say you paid that $12,000 one time, and maybe it took 12 years to actually get to to get to $12,000. Well, that means you earned $1,000 every year though, without doing anything else for all 12 of those years, and potentially may even more than 1,000, because that stock is going to go up, and also the dividends potentially will go up. You guys get what I'm saying? So it's all about taking income and buying income. We talked about that before as well. But the twist that I wanted to do on this episode is, how do you get to a point where you actually have the $12,000 to invest that type of money to buy those type of dividends? Well, listen, you got your job, right? But I just suggest you have a bunch of side hustles, right? So, if you want to learn more about the side hustle that turned into my full-time hustle years ago, feel free to reach out to me. But there's so many hustles. I mean, I could give you a list of different ones, and maybe one episode I'll do that. I'll just give you. Matter of fact, I did that actually. I've done so many episodes now, I can't even keep up. But I did give you like a bunch of passive forms of income. But the key is, we got to have that hustle, that grind, that mentality, that look, my job is just to pay the bills, but I'm looking to build wealth. I'm looking to escape what I call modern day slavery, and to move into a place of freedom where you have passive income greater than your expenses. For that to happen, you can't just rely on your job, because again, your job is usually just enough to pay the bills, right? So you want to make sure you have multiple side incomes, or just one side income that is really, you can really build it out, right? You can really max it out. And so I'll share this too. you know I'm not going to say names, but there's a couple of financial people out there, like big names that everybody knows. I won't say names, but they teach like pay all your debts off and this and that, and live below your means and things like that. And don't get me wrong, I get it. Like, you shouldn't spend more than you make, but at the same time, you shouldn't take all your money and just pay off debts either. Right? You should always pay yourself first. You should always put yourself in a position where you make more money so you can invest more money, right? Because guess what? If you're having a hard time paying all your debts right now, then it's better for you to uh, pay yourself first, invest in some things that can bring in more income so you can use that income to pay the debt. I'm not saying don't pay the debts off at all, but I personally don't subscribe to just pay all your debts off with every piece of extra money that you have. Just pay all your debts off, and just do that. Like, my thought process is, how can we earn more? Because it's so easy to earn more. There's so many different things you could do. I mean, come on, you could cut grass, you could be a nanny part-time for some people. You can go, I mean, nowadays you could do Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Grubhub, all these different things. I mean, again, I'm not necessarily advocating for any of those things. I believe that there's a better way. Um, and again, reach out to me if you want to know what that better way is. But I believe there are better ways. However, I believe that sometimes we just focus on a one track mindset that some guru, supposed guru, gives. And what's so interesting about some of these gurus? Some of these gurus out here who give advice, they don't even take that advice. That's not what they did. That's not what they do, but that's what they teach everybody else. Right. And so, anyway, I'm not knocking anybody's hustle, right? But I just say that you should have a hustle. You got to have a hustle. This is the age of having a hustle. The millennials get it because they don't just want to just they don't want to live in a position where they are just going to an office, and they want to have substance. They want to be able to get ahead and feel meaningful, but also get it. They don't want to just struggle and just, we want to do better in life. If that makes sense. And in order to do better, you got to know better. So I appreciate you guys listening to this podcast, because that's what we're all about, is code freedom, right? Helping you live the life that you're called to live and not the life that you have to live, right? And so, again, how many side hustles do you have? And again, you don't have to. I'm not saying you got to have 10 side hustles on top of your job. That would be a little crazy, right? But what if you had one side hustle that was enough, right? And then that one side hustle was able to spit off cash flow from other investments and other incomes. So I'm not saying have a whole lot of side hustles, but I am saying have a whole lot of um, multiple forms of income. And today, what I'm talking about, dividend income, is another form of income, and it's almost like buying a house and renting it out and getting passive income from them paying the rent. Do you know what the coolest thing about it is, though? You don't have to buy the house, right? Like, you don't have to have. I mean, to buy a house would be more than the $12,000, right? So again, you can put yourself in a really, really, really great position. Just have some side hustles, stack your money that you earn from those side hustles, and invest. Have a big emphasis on investing. Don't put it all on your debts. Invest and let those investment incomes pay your debts, and you'll be debt free so much faster. So anyway, I appreciate you all for tuning in. Hope you guys got some value. Can't wait to see you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for listening. Definitely feel free to take a screenshot of this episode, tag me in it on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you find me on social media. I would love to give you a shout out. Hey, you might even get a prize. Who knows? But excited that you had a chance to take a listen. I hope you got a lot of value. And definitely feel free to give us 5 stars as well as a review. Show us some love, and we appreciate you. God bless you all, and see you all over the top.